What is next from Max Holloway? What after dropping and destroying Dustin Poirier's moment, what is next from? We should go on to fight Charles Oliveira for a second time, in which I got Charles Oliveira winning this fight. But it's going to be a great fight since both are great strikers, both have a lot of speed and power, but Charles Oliveira is a way better wrestler and grappler. I can see Charles Oliveira taking down Max Holloway and submitting him no problem, since Max Holloway's wrestling and grappling is trash. The only way Max Holloway wins this fight is if he keeps the fight on the feet, outlands Charles Oliveira and takes it by decision, which won't happen because Charles Oliveira will find a submission before round 5. Now, another potential fight for Max Holloway is a fight against Dan Hooker, in which I got Max Holloway winning this fight, but it's going to be a close fight since both are great strikers, but Max Holloway is a way better striker. I believe Max Holloway is going to completely outclass Dan Hooker. I could see Max Holloway landing some great shots and kicks on Dan Hooker, outlanding Dan Hooker and taking it by decision. The only way Dan Hooker wins this fight is if he outlands Max Holloway and takes it by decision, which won't happen because Max Holloway's output is very high.
Now let's talk about this fight as it lived up to people's expectations, but it does suck how Max Holloway ended up being the villain as he ruined Dustin Poirier's moment, and it also sucks how Lil Wayne wasn't able to perform, but at least he was the one to wrap the belt around Max Holloway. But now let's talk about this fight, because in the first round we see Max Holloway drop Dustin Poirier and he begins to put a lot of punishment, but afterwards in round 2 we seen Dustin Poirier drop Max Holloway and he was so close to getting the finish, but afterwards the fight was just all Max Holloway. He was in control, he was having the better moments, and he ultimately landed the better shots, and he ended up outlanding and outperforming Dustin Poirier. So it sucks that Dustin Poirier wasn't able to win the last fight of the trilogy and retire as the BMF champion, but at the same time it's also good that Max Holloway won, because if he was to lose, he would have been the first fighter in the UFC to lose 2 separate trilogies, which means that he would have been 0-6 in trilogies, but he prevented that from happening. But here's the thing, Max Holloway should not feel too confident in himself, and I believe he should be considering retiring as the BMF champion before it's too late, as I believe that Max Holloway is on the path of being the next legend to retire, as I don't think he can compete with the top guys in the division. So in the end, what a sad way for Dustin Poirier to end his career, as he never managed to become lightweight champion or even BMF champion, and he ended up retiring on a 2-fight losing streak. But here's the thing, none of that matters because he's still going to be loved by everyone, and he will always be that legend who had a massive impact not only on the lightweight division but also on the UFC.